I'll send you a short little video, bro. It's like 5 minutes. And it basically conclusively proves like we're not on a ball. Because if we're on a ball, if you're standing on a ball, right, no matter how big the ball is, the earth would curve away and down. But if you look at any pictures, or if you even just stand at the beach and you look at the horizon, you look down at your feet, and then you start looking up and up and up and up and up and up and up until you get to eye level, and that's where the horizon is. It's at eye level. It's not you're looking at your feet and then it's going away from you and down and then curves down at, a few miles. You see that's where the horizon is. The horizon is at eye level, and it's at 3 miles. They say that ships disappear over the curve there. That's where the curve starts. But it should be curving every direction, left and right, which the horizon doesn't. It's flat. And, if it's curving down and away from you, when you go up, if you go higher, so even if you put a drone on a camera on a drone and you just went straight up with the drones, a few thousand feet, whatever they can go, the horizon should be dropping as you're going up, but it doesn't. So check this video out. It proves, mate, 100% unequivocally that we're not on a ball in space. It's the horizon just stays at eye level. No matter how high you go, it doesn't drop. It just keeps going higher and higher until we can get to 130,000 feet, and the horizon's still at eye level. Check it out, bro. Hey, bro. Yeah, I don't know why it's not sending, but it's likely because it's such a good video, bro. It starts off with saying this is a ball, this is a bigger ball. The principles remain the same, no matter where you are on a ball. If you're looking out to the horizon, it's going to be below your eyesight. You're going to look down to the horizon because the ball is going down away from you in any direction. And that's not what happens when we're on the, I've already said, on the beach. You look at your feet, you look up and then up to the water and then up and up and up and up, and then the horizon is at eye level. And if you go up, no matter how high you go, it stays at eye level, which is impossible on a ball, because if you go up, it drops. They give examples. They show one of those little planes, it's like a remote control, whatever they are called, I can't think of it. They fly up and just straight up, and then they show planes going up, and then they show hot air balloons, and at 130,000 feet, the horizon's still right in the middle of the screen, eye level. They can easily fake it and say no, that's bullshit, and they just tilt the camera down and do just shit like that, or tilt the camera up or whatever. But the fact of the matter is, it's just bullshit, because no matter how high you go, horizon stays at eye level, which means that it's a plane and it just keeps going, and no matter how high you go, it just stays at eye level because it just keeps going, and we can only see to the horizon. You can't see it. Unless you've got the Nikon camera, you can zoom past it. We can see things up to 700 miles now, bro, with these Nikon cameras, and they're using infrared. You can see things 700 miles away. You shouldn't be able to see past the 3 mile mark of the horizon, where they say that's where it curves, and that's where it literally ships go over the horizon and disappear. But these cameras just zoom in, and there's the boat right there, So totally disproving their lies. All these Luciferians, bro, they just took over the world, bro. They never really lost control of it. They've just always controlled everything. That's why they own all the media and all the Hollywood and music industry, and so they put everything on TV and they brainwash everyone. And it sounds ridiculous, I know, but repetition is the way you brainwash people. If they say if you tell a big enough lie long enough, people will start to believe it. And what's his name? Can't think of it at the top of my head. Said, it's easier to fool people than convince them that they've been fooled. And it's so true. You can fool people so easily, but to convince them they've been fooled, pretty damn hard. It's all pride and contempt prior to investigation. You would have heard that. You might have seen me say it. I say it quite a bit. Post it. Contempt prior to investigation. When I first heard that, I'm like, what the hell? And AA, I think it was, the guy told me, and it took me a while to get it, but that's what it is. People just have contempt before they look into stuff. They think they know. Like, I thought I knew. I thought these people that are telling me the Earth's flat, I thought these people are stupid, mate. They're stupid, making the rest of us Christians look bad. It's already hard enough to believe, that there's a virgin birth and Jesus rose from the dead, let alone like now they're saying that the Earth's flat. That's just ridiculous. They must be like crazy or they're stupid. But it just kept coming up, and the person that was telling me, like one girl, I respected her enough to like go, well, look, okay, I'll look into it because you're telling me. Which is what pisses me off, bro, with a lot of people, my Christian friends. None of them are like that with me. Like, oh, because you're saying it, Johnny, I'll have a look into it. Because, like, they must think I'm stupid or something, bro. And I don't blame them, Like, I've got no... My track record, you would look at it and say, oh, he's got nothing, lived in Houso, blah, 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 he's failed at everything, ex-drug addict. But, mate, never judge a book by its cover. That's what my grandmother used to tell me. Because, like, I've probably told you this, in the interviews that you did with me, when we like were younger, there was Eddie Maguire did national IQ tests. They had 3 of them on TV in 3 consecutive years, or 2 in a row, and then one a few years later or something or whatever. You can look it up, Google it. The National Australia IQ tests. Man, I scored in the top 1%. Not just of Australia. If you put my score in the world, I'm in the top 1% of the world's highest IQs. You couldn't fake that. Because, like, you're doing it there in front of the TV with your mates a couple of times, and I did it with mates, and the other time I did it with my dad. My dad marked my paper, and I marked his. His IQ was, like, a little bit above average. Like, he had 102, I think, and mine was, like, 140... 135, 142, whatever. I don't know. There's a few different ones. And he's like, told my mum, like she told me this after he died, he told her, I think he cheated somehow. Unbelievable. But he should have known, like, that I didn't cheat, because, like, I did IQ tests when I came out of school. One of the first jobs I got was the water board. And he took me to the, like, thing in the city, and it was a room... Like, it was the size of, like, probably, like a small hall, a school hall where you'd, auditorium kind of size, like, it fit like 100 people easy. There was 100 people in that room. If there wasn't, there was probably like 80, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people like that. And when I went in there, people would come out, 80 people or 100 people, whatever. I'm just imagining now, like, there was 10 or 12 rows wide desk and 10 or 12, long, mate, and that was going all day, all weekend. So, every few hours they were going through like a couple hundred people, and only 3 people got the job. And that interview, it was no interview, you just sat in there and you did an IQ test. And they took 3 people out of however many thousand, like at least 1,000, if it was only one day. 800, so people just, go, oh yeah, he's judged by the flesh, what he's got, what he's achieved, think, oh, he's just dumb, he's stupid, which is disappointing. Anyway, it'll help you, like, if you look into it a little bit more, like, and see a few things, like, you realise the moon landing was just as fake as, bro. Like, rockets need something to propel off, same like a boat, the propeller pushes against the water, the nozzle of the rocket, or a jet motor in the water, pushes off the water, the nozzle in a rocket pushes off the air, the atmosphere. If there's no atmosphere in space, there's nothing for the rocket to push itself off, so it can't go anywhere. Let alone like the different layers of the atmosphere as it goes higher and higher. You get like to temperatures of 2,500 to 4,500 degrees, and all the stuff that the like ships are made of, the space rockets, they're all made of different types of metal and so on. All melting points well and truly under the thermosphere. So how do they get through there without melting? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things that are wrong with like space travel, and it's just not space. There's no space. As it says in Genesis, I told you this I think the other day, there was the deep, Genesis 1, and God separated the waters above from the waters below with a raquia. And in Hebrew biblical cosmology, the Hebrews considered that a solid dome over the earth. I never knew that till like years ago. That's what they considered it. And like in others, there's so many other scriptures that tell you that's what it is. Job 38:30 says it's the face of the deep is frozen solid. It's hard as a rock. Now that scripture, if you look anywhere and everywhere and like posts with hundreds of like biblical references to the flat earth, and people have like gone through the whole Bible, they missed that one, mate. God showed me that one specifically when I was praying, because a few dudes were talking in a chat and said, hey, like, what's they're all like saying, what's the firmament made of? People are saying, oh, it's like, it's made of diamond, and it's this and it's that, and I'm like, okay, well, where have you got any biblical references to back that up? It's made of glass, one guy said, and he's given me Job 37:18, which says that it's like a looking glass. It's likened unto a looking glass, so like a mirror, and it's hard like a mirror. But it says it's likened to that, It's not saying that's what it is. Anyway, but I was praying and asked God to show me, and then I'm just reading Job, and then it just jumped out. Job 38:30. It's the surface of the deep, the face of the deep is frozen, hard as stone. Now, if there was the deep and he separated the waters above from the waters below with a dome raquia, then the face of the deep is that dome raquia, It's frozen solid. And then they've discovered this stuff like called blue ice, sky ice. It's just like pure oxygen, basically. If you have it in your hand and it melts, there's nothing left in your hand when it finishes melting, So I'm just talking and raving on because you said just talk. Send me anything, send plenty of them. So that's what I'm doing. Feel free to use it if you want to use it and put it in any of the... Whatever you do, I don't care, mate. I'll stand by what I say. I can back it all up. It's funny, like I had an interview with Billy Paulson. He was going to do another one with me because like he did an interview like you did with me, and it was the most popular interview and footage thing that he ever posted. Had more views than anything else, and he was going to do another one with me and another guy from the room's Mike, because Mike was like very doubting, and he wanted to like have a go at me for the flat earth stuff, and I'm like, cool. I said, like, just get it so that I can go access the internet in the interview, and you can put stuff up on the screen, so I can put show the things on the screen to everyone what I'm saying, and like diagrams and blah blah blah. But it never eventuated. And all those people, bro, none of them talk to me. I don't know what's going on. If people that you used to know, like that are vaccinated, they don't talk to me no more. None of them. A lot of people that are vaccinated in my church, they just don't reply. I could take screenshots of my church leaders. None of them have replied to me. I've asked simple questions, bro. Oh, like Jim, the pastor, sent me money the other week. I'm like, who sent the money? Like, what's the money for? Where'd that come from? Never replied, didn't answer. Didn't answer me, like, just went on with the conversation, but never answered it. And the same with other people, like, they just don't answer, or they don't reply at all. It's just like, and then other people, like, you know, just disappeared out of my life, never talked to me again. It's just pretty bloody sad, bro. They're all like, I figure now, like, it's just so much of what's the effects of the vaccine, because, like, they don't want to have the conversation. No one wants to acknowledge it, that it's a bioweapon. I mean, it's in the public domain, mate. You can go and search every little bit of information that I post and what other guys that I've posted, what they say and the information they share, and it's there. It's easy to see that it's a bioweapon. It's classified as a bioweapon. You know, like, it's in everyone's face, but they don't want to acknowledge it. They don't want to look at it. They don't want to talk about it. You know, people dying every day. Like, sports people are the ones that mainly get on the news. You know what I mean? Like, so many people are dying in the sports people, like on the soccer fields and basketball and this and that, dropping dead. Like hundreds and hundreds every month. They don't want to look at it, bro. And like I said, like, their brains are, like, got this crap in them. Self-assembling nanotechnology, bro. And I saw a video the other day. I need to go back and watch it. I'll send you. I'll find it, because I need to go to that woman's page. This girl said, this and this, and, like, check out this woman. I'm like, yeah, okay, I will. And I went and checked out her page, and I was just like, oh man, she just had so much, like, new information that I hadn't even seen. You know what I mean? About the nanotechnology, like, and I posted something just the other day myself. There's a doctor. He's got like 3 million followers on TikTok, on YouTube, 3 million plus. That was a while ago. He's probably nearly 3.5 million now. I don't know. I didn't look. And he's very respected, well respected, you know. And he's, like, very impartial. He just gives you all the facts. And you know that he knows what's going on, but he doesn't make any assumption, doesn't give his personal opinions. He just tells you the facts. And he was talking about, there's a peer-reviewed study now that's peer-reviewed, so, like, they all know now, it's there, it's peer-reviewed, and it's saying that there was self-assembling nanotechnology in the Moderna and in the Pfizer vaccines. So, mate, something's got to cover that. They've got to be accountable, mate. Like, they probably won't be accountable, because, like, they control everything, mate. All the bloody governments, all the, like, courts and all the rest of it. So they probably won't be accountable for any of it until, like, Judgment Day. And then they'll be accountable, that's for sure. Excuse me. Look, I'm going to let it go and end it, because, like, it's getting on to 17 minutes. But yeah, I don't know where I can find that video, but you don't really need to see it if you understand what I'm saying. But it's good to see, like, when things go up and you see, like, the horizon's just dead still, and the, like, helicopter or little what are those bloody little remote control things called? I've got a mental blank. You know, they just go straight up, and as it's going up and it's got a camera on it, the horizon is just staying dead still in the middle of the screen, and it's going up and up and up. If you're on a ball, it would go down and start dropping as you go up. You'd have to look down and down and down, because the horizon's a fixed point. So it's not a fixed point on a plane. It just keeps going, and as you go up, yeah. Anyway, all right, bro. I'll leave it there. We'll catch up if you want to catch up one morning. I woke up early this morning. I was up at like 3:30 a.m. So I'll probably be up early tomorrow morning. I'll message you if I'm awake, and maybe we can have a chat, call. I can catch up, bro. Talk to you soon. Bro, I doubt that very much, mate, because I don't think I'll probably be back ever.
I don't think I'll be. I won't. I'm not. I'm not going to leave my kids again, bro. I mean, unless God tells me to. I won't be leaving them here anyway. That's for sure. So I might get back, but God knows.
Yeah, all good, bro. All good. Yeah, I will. I'll get onto it a bit at a time. I've probably seen most of his videos. Maybe I would say. Yeah, I'd look into it, bro. The flat Earth stuff. Because it'll open your eyes, mate, I'm telling you. Because once you see what's really going on with that, everything else becomes clear. And I mean, like, I've posted a fair amount of stuff, and no one's refuting it, you know what I mean? If you've seen my picture where the sun is in the clouds there, and I say, look, the sun obviously came from behind the horizon, and it came up over the horizon, and then across the sky to where it is there, and it's shining down between the clouds. And I say to people, so it's obviously above the Earth there. It's not behind the horizon, 93 million miles in space back out there. It's above the Earth. It's daylight, so it's above the Earth. You can see it shining straight down, like through the clouds as sun rays. So how is the sun 93 million miles above the Earth, right there in the clouds, in the same picture even? You know what I mean? Like, if it's 93 million miles, bro, think about that. And like I say to people, have you ever driven, like, interstate, 1,000 Ks or whatever? I think how far that is in your head. You drove for 12 hours, like, it's a fair fucking distance. Then put that distance up the sun ray there, and then times it by 10, 1,000 times 10, you've gone 10,000 kilometres or miles. And times it by 10 again, you've gone 100,000 miles. Times by 10 again, you've gone 1,000,000 miles. How far up the sun ray are you? Have you reached the clouds yet in the sun? In the clouds? I mean, it's just like, bro, once you see this stuff, you're going to go, oh my God. You realise how deceived, the whole world's been deceived, mate. I'm telling you, bro. It says it about Satan. He's cast out of heaven. It says that old serpent called the devil and Satan, who deceives the whole world. And he's done it. He's done it through the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds that have all the money in the banking industry, and they control the education, and then they just brainwashed everybody. And then generation after generation just brainwashing everyone. You know, how can the stars, which were mapped out like 4,000 plus years ago, how can the stars, still the constellations, be exactly in the same position? They haven't changed or moved in the sky. They just go around above us year after year for thousands of years. There's no parallax, which means